Welcome to another RaiderPower Mailbag. I'm Jared Johnson, and I have another great round of questions from you subscribers this week. Let's dive right into the questions. This one's from Engines53. He wants to know of the dozen or so running backs offered in the 2015 class. Which ones are being recruited as feature back, inside receiver, and which ones kind of athletes maybe even playing on defense. Well, obvious big name guys who I see as feature backs are the Chris Warrens from Rockwall, the Jamabo from Plano East, Jamichael Hasty. But actually, I could see him maybe even kind of doing a hybrid, kind of splitting out, going out in the slot some. The way Kingsbury uses the backs and all the weapons in the offense. So, those are the guys, though, mainly I see as feature backs. There's some other guys, but the inside receivers, I've talked about this a little bit on the site. Cameron Brock had a story on Wednesday night, Thursday morning about Louisiana running back athlete Kirk Merritt. He's 5'11", almost 6 feet, 200 pounds, solid, fast, great hands. His high school uses him in a similar way that I could see Tech using him, as far as they'll split him out wide, they'll put him in the slot, they'll line him up in the backfield. He can run. He's a great receiver. He can run all the routes, speed, power, looseness. He's a guy that would really shine in Tech's offense, and I could see him being in the inside receiver position some. Juwan Washington's another guy from Kennedale. He's small, which is why he only has the offer from Houston. I've written about this a little bit. I've seen him, though. He ran for over 2,400 yards last year. Just really fast. Class 3A state track champion in several events. I believe that if it gets down to it, Tech will offer him, and I could see them using him in the slot a lot because of his speed and his excellent ability in space. And the one guy who I could see just by looking at his film, I haven't talked to him, and I haven't spoken with the coaching staff specifically about him, but running back from Irving Cistercian, Dare Odiyingbo, which is why I keep looking at the screen, because I'm sure I butchered that. But he's 6'1", 225. You see him on film, which I'll provide for you here. You see him on film. He really does a great job of just basically being physical, whether it be a runner or on defense. He plays kind of defensive end for Cistercian, but he projects as like a stand-up 3-4 outside linebacker. Be great in run as a run stopper. He's definitely a guy who, you see him, he plays offense and defense almost the exact same way. It's just obviously on offense he has the ball in his hands. Next question from Tapadaka. He wants to know about the early commit issues he put in quotation. If it's even an issue, basically that Tech only has the one commit, Corey Duffing from PA Port Arthur Memorial. Basically, compared to some of the other Big 12 schools who already have a handful, is it time to panic as Texas Tech fans? And the simple answer is no. And I'll tell you why. Texas Tech is being selective, as you asked. They are going after some big name prospects, trying to battle with some other big time programs. 4-star, 5-star guys, even the 3-star guys that they're going after, that they've targeted and offered, are guys that are heavily recruited. That are being recruited by all the other teams in the Big 12s and some of the other teams and schools in the region, such as A&M and LSU and even beyond. So I wouldn't worry about it. These guys are being selective. They want to go through their options, these 2015 prospects, and who can blame them? They want to go on their visits. A lot of them are coming through the spring game. I think if you don't see some commits by the spring game, by after the spring game, that weekend, then it might be time to start getting kind of nervous. Okay, John Galt, 4TT, and this is a very good question. He asked, why was the Pumper team so bad last season, and what can Tech do about it to fix it? Well, there's a couple reasons that not only the punt return team, but the special teams in general struggled last season. One was just the overall depth problem with the some of the coaching turnover that Tech has seen. I mean, they had some athletes out there that probably weren't ready to be out there on the field in any capacity yet. And then also some of the starters were having to be plugged in there. So they were kind of moving a lot of pieces around. And these were guys that were obviously tired compared to fresh, Big 12 players at, every position. So I think depth had a lot to play or played a big part in that. But also a lack of experience with the coaching staff. I know Trey Haverty I believe he's a good coach and a very good recruiter, but I think he struggled a little bit with special teams last year. And how to fix it, I mean, obviously the hiring of Riverside special teams coach and recruiting coordinator Darren Chiaverini is huge. I think it's a huge get. I think Tech fans should be happy about the trade-off of Sonny Cumbie, another quarterback guru, an offensive coordinator kind of guy, to a full-time special teams guy. Not Nerd 427 wants to know. He has a junior day question, and he wants to know about, basically, it seems like a lot of the guys, well, there are a lot of friends or acquaintances coming from the DFW area, and he's concerned that maybe kind of a package deal would be could come back to bite Tech, that can end up backfiring with package deals. First of all, I'm not concerned about this at all. The package deal, I haven't heard anything from Texas Tech about these guys being a package deal. For example, I wrote in a couple of stories and threads about South Grand Prairie players Jalen Austin, who was recently offered by Tech, along with Nicholson, his teammate Nicholson from South Grand Prairie, and Bowie's Greg Peace and Nico Small, a couple of DBs from Bowie, Arlington Bowie there. All of them being friends and all of them coming this weekend for Junior Day. They would like it to be a package deal, or at least a couple of them said they would really like that. That doesn't mean that's going to happen. That would be great if Tech decided they all were worthy, or 2 or 3 of them were worthy, and they all committed, and they started a snowball effect there. That would be wonderful. But a lot of times earlier in the process, you'll hear recruits say that friends, let's go here together, let's go there together. But then it ends up falling through because reality sets in. Some of the guys just aren't talented enough to go. And I'm not saying that's the case with these guys, but you see that a lot. And while you want to hang out with your friend in college, it's your livelihood, scholarship. You do what you got to do. So those things kind of take care of themselves. I haven't heard like Jalen Austin say, "Hey, I'm a package deal. You must sign my buddies or I'm not coming." So until I hear that, then I'm not worried. Or hear something coming out of Tech saying that. TT Gunslinger 84 has another Junior Day question. He wants to know my thoughts on Tech and UT, or basically Tech having the same Junior Day as UT, and if I think that's a problem. I don't. You're going to have a Junior Day on the same days as other colleges, whether it be UT or Baylor or OU or whatever, where recruits would have to make decisions. And you'll see actually a lot of them go to 2 or 3 in a weekend, where they'll go and cruise around. That's where you see a disadvantage for Tech, is that it's kind of off from the UT, Baylor, TCU kind of area where kids can go to a bunch of them. But all that being said, no, I'm not worried. I mean, Tech's going to have another Junior Day. Almost all the schools have at least 2 Junior Days. So I'm not concerned about it at all, and y'all shouldn't be either. I think they're going to have a great turnout this weekend. I really look forward to seeing what happens if they get any commits. And stay tuned to RaiderPower.com, to the premium board. I'm going to have updates, all kinds of Twitter updates. There should be pictures and all kinds, like I said, all kinds of updates and comments from the recruits. And also, it's partly my fault because I didn't put this in the basketball thread or forum, but I definitely want to start getting some basketball questions with obviously all the excitement around the program. I thought I didn't get a chance to put it in with the post-game report on Tuesday, but I really thought what Kansas coach Bill Self said and Andrew Wiggins said about Tech, Tubby Smith, and the program and the kind of the culture that Toby Smith has created on the uptick. I thought it was really cool what they said. Obviously, if they lost, they probably wouldn't have said all that cool stuff. But I'm going to leave you with some video of that. I think that was really cool.
Think about the crowd atmosphere tonight.
It's good. You know, I'm trying to remember when we came down here, when I first got here, when Coach Knight was here, I remember it being good. And then, you know, since then it hasn't been like this. And I thought the crowd was good. I don't know how many people were here or anything like that, but if I was a basketball fan living in this part of the state, I would really latch on and buy into what Tubby and his staff are trying to do and support them, because they're going to get better. The guy knows how to win. He's a proven winner. Those kids play hard.
Coach, did the fact that Baylor and Oklahoma State both lost here, did it have you and your team's attention?
I think they had our yeah. I don't know if I look at it as much because they won a game here, because to me, Texas Tech should win games here. I think they got a good team, and it's becoming a good home court. They're going to win games here. I think what got my attention as much as anything is how they played the last two games on the road. They were great at OU, and that was a one-possession game in Ames, and that could have gone the other way. So that probably got my attention as much as anything else. Well, I think anytime you win a close game, I thought, you know, we deserved to win the game just as much as they did, because it was a one-possession game. I'm not saying that, but I think sometimes, and you could say that they were a little lucky. They threw some in at the end of the shot clock that maybe weren't the highest percentage shots, and we were a little lucky that the ball just happened to bounce to Wiggs, you know, there at the end. So, you know, that's part of it. We've been unlucky. We've been lucky before, and they usually balance out over time. But I was really impressed with Tubby's team and how hard they played and how well they defended and how well they rebounded, and certainly, you know, we were fortunate tonight.
Coach, Andrew said that you never got in rhythm tonight. Was that because of what Texas Tech did to your offense?
Yeah, I thought the best we played offensively was probably the first 6 or 7 possessions of the game. I mean, we moved the ball, got what we wanted. And we usually script our first 5 or 6 plays, and we got what we wanted when we ran plays, but we didn't get much when we just ran our offense. And it's hard to script every play when the ball is away from you. And the building was loud. I mean, so it was a little hard to communicate. So, yeah, I think that was probably a big part of the reason we didn't get rhythm, is because they did a good job. And obviously, you know, we didn't shoot the ball well from deep, but we did drive it, and that was a good team.
They're a lot better than what the record is.
Andrew, did you think that shot might actually miss? I mean, it actually
It bounced high. I was worried about it, but lucky touch came in.
What was it like playing that atmosphere, the crowd?
It was crazy. The crowd was great, supported the home team like they should. They were loud the whole game. I just think they